Well, hello there, friends and family. Glad to see you over back at the old home place today. Yep, we're out on the place. And it's about 3 in the afternoon. We're going to do our final check before we get to doing some work. So, I thought I'd take you all along with me, show you a few things. Give you a little garden update as we do a walkabout and a talkabout. Oh, and of course, you might know who's with me. Let me show you. Magoo, you right there with Papa, huh? Did you wake up? You saw the camera, huh? Time to have Magoo time, isn't it? My little buddy. Oh, and there we got little Miss Cleo. Cleo, you ready to do a walkabout too, huh? Yep, my two buddies. Where was old Elrod? I didn't see him yesterday, but that's normally what happens. We won't see him for a day or so. Well, come on, y'all two. Let's go see what we got to get going on with. What we did yesterday, okay? Come on. So I'm sure they'll tag along. Of course, it's a rather nice day today. It is 85 degrees, but the humidity's dropped down to 49%. Yeah, I'll take it. And things start to dry out a little bit. And we're going to start with the bad. Because all things in life, you know, you'll have some disappointments and successes. And you can't learn to love the successes unless you learn to live through the disappointments. Right, Magoo? What do you think? Come on, let's go look at those rattlesnake pole beans. Now you might see here, we've added something around the rattlesnake pole bean. Yep. Not yesterday evening, but Tuesday evening, since this is Thursday, June the 11th, the deer came. And I hadn't netted this off because I was waiting for some more netting. And what I got here is really what I didn't want. But you get what you can. But as you all remember from the last garden walkabout, these were all leafed out really nice. Starting to climb up the poles. So they're still climbing. Several of them are. But if you notice, you'll notice a lot of them are little slim on leaves, and you can see here that little one there has got nothing left, and that one there got most of his leaves ate off too. So what happened was deer came by. Now I had been spraying these with a deterrent. It was actually a fish fertilizer mixed with garlic powder and onion powder, and it had been working fine. But with the off and on rain showers that we had, I knew it'd wash off. But Tuesday evening, the rain would come and go so much I really couldn't keep any on it. And of course, sometime that night after midnight, because I checked them at midnight, the deer came in and had them a little snack. So then, this green netting came in. It was all I could come up with for now, at a reasonable price. So, yesterday, me, Magoo, and Cleo got it put up. Lord, I hate it. You know, I can remember back before 2018 when the deer didn't come. I guess once one comes and finds out old Mr. Tom's got some tasty veg growing, the word spreads quickly. But they didn't stop there. Yep. Corn's looking fine, popcorn. Now we have went ahead and thinned it down to 4 stalks. I think that's about all that plant pot is going to be able to take care of. And we might even knock it back to 3. Only so much ground there. Corn's a heavy feeder. But you see over here too, got netting now, blocking the cucumbers. And I'll just show you here. Move my sprayer out of the way. You can look at this one right here. You can see the tops. They slap out of them. Now he might be done. You can see one of the leaves they didn't eat right there. But I'm thinking in this leaf axial right here, I first start to see a little bud forming there. So I'm thinking this may regrow. You can see another leaf that was bit off right there. Now they could have done a whole lot more damage than what they did. They ate a few leaves. You can see another one right there they got. But they continued to where they got over here to my 2 Pissandras, which were looking mighty fine. And they got one of its leaves too. And another one right up here, see? But overall they left it alone too. Now something I hope you're seeing, which makes these 2 Pissandras so much more special than my dinosaur cucumbers. The dinosaur cucumbers are your standard cucumbers, which will have female and male flowers, and as soon as they start flowering, I'll show them to you. But I want you to look closely. Every flower has a cucumber on it. Yep. See them all right in there? Even the little bitty tiny ones, we'll bring you over the net. Now, see right here, that little bitty tiny one? There's a flower on it. Another tiny one there with a flower on it and cucumber. You can see right here, right there, right there. Oh, another leaf that the deer got. But that's what makes these so special. Unlike standard cucumbers, every flower is female. And that's why I wanted to see if I could grow them outdoors, because this particular variety, Pissandra, is normally grown in greenhouse. It's an experiment. So far, the deer will leave them alone. It's working out. Y'all tuckered out, aren't you, Magoo? Nap time, huh? With Cleo, it's bath time. Yep. Well, that's all they got. All my little tomato starts from the volunteers I took out of the worm box are really looking perky. All nice and green. Not gonna be long now. Maybe about 1 more week. And I'll be sticking these in the ground too. Looking fine. All potted up in my homemade potting soil. Which I might add, you see a lot of people on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, that make up what they call their super soils. But if you notice, they buy everything. They buy compost. They buy peat moss. They buy vermiculite and perlite. I didn't buy any of this. If y'all remember, it was 1 part my native soil, right here off the home place. 1 part was my own homemade compost, and 1 part with red Alabama clay for minerals and water retention. And you can see it does a darn fine job, other than the fact that you have to weed it. It does have weed seeds in it, but that's okay too. Of course the birds are happy as normal. Magoo! Magoo, you coming? You coming, or you just gonna lay in the shade? Are you gonna come walk with Papa, huh? You wanna come walk with Papa? Or you just gonna... I'm just not, I just can't stay here and rub your belly forever. No, come on. No, because as soon as you and I walk around and check everything out, I gotta do some chores around here. Like you can see how tall this Beefmaster's getting. And it needs several more tie strings run across it. That's on the agenda as soon as this goes into the shade. But overall, woo, look at those Kentucky Wonder Beans. Oh yeah. I'll guarantee you those vines would have went up 10 or 15 feet if we would have let them. Glad to see you could walk with me, Magoo. Peppers are getting a lot more blooms on them. Got several small ones up in there. And more on this one. So it won't be long, and they'll be forming little small peppers. Just look at that Kentucky Wonder. Woo! The beans are looking fine. Those vines just trying to go anywhere and everywhere. I'm loving it. Magoo, let's check out the grapes. Man, check them out. Ooh, look here, look here. Look at those grapes forming. Look at that. Nice cluster there, Magoo. Oh yeah. There's gonna be plenty. Oh, here's many more clusters up in here. There's two more, three more. Big clusters there. Oh yeah. More over here on this one. 3, 4. Oh, they're all up in there. Yep, we're going to need a ladder. Yes, Magoo? Unless you claw your way up there with your little pair of scissors, trim those off for me. Some more clusters hiding up in there in the bamboo. So we are going to have some possum grapes. Yep, birds don't find them. Yep, I really hate that I really don't have enough places fixed up to plant out some more of these fine looking tomato plants that keep coming up in the worm box. But I don't. Now here on another sad note, is a couple of tomato plants are starting to die off. And that's most likely caused by fusarium wilt. It's a soil fungus. And once it infects your potato plants, they start wilting from the lowest leaves, and they'll continue wilting till the whole plant dies. And so far, 2 of the 4 that I have, and you can see it right here. See here, your lower leaves wilting. Your upper leaves are still fine. I'll guarantee you, in a week, it'll be totally dead. But we have a, oh, there's a nice mushroom. Yep, soil is alive. Ooh, look at that bad boy. This one's looking fine. And this one here, we're really proud of, considering it's mulched. And I mean, it was planted 10 inches below the ground. The trench was filled up. Then it's got 10 inches of grass mulch on it. So I'm thinking we'll have some potatoes. Not a lot, but that's okay. The okra over here by the wood pile is getting, oh, a lot of holes in the leaves. Not sure what's eating on it. Can't ever see nothing on it. But something's getting it. And I'm going to try spraying it with, I think I'll spray it with some neem oil. See what that does. We'll have to mix some of that up and do it this evening. But our bush beans, they're really coming on. They're looking really nice. Oh yeah. And what I've decided to do in this space, those volunteer tomatoes, this is where they'll be going. Now I definitely don't need any more tomato plants. I'm just one person. Right now I've got 6, which would probably be more tomatoes than I need. But I think when I'm all said and done, I'm gonna have around 15. Now another thing I'm seeing here, and I see it right here on this squash, another wilting leaf. And that could be too that same fusarium wilt or verticillium wilt, one of the 2. I'm thinking fusarium though, because that is so widely prevalent in the southeast, southwest, well really, any place where it is wet and humid. And for the most part, we've been fairly wet here of late, and we're always humid. That's why growing things like squash, cucumbers, oh, even tomatoes can be challenging in the south. Now the further north you go, especially where it gets colder, and cold enough where it'll kill those funguses, you don't have such a problem. But this far south, fusarium wilt, verticillium wilt, blights, and a whole other host of diseases, it's just part of life, part of gardening. But the onions are doing really good. And I did notice we got a lot of new little babies, because these are bunching onions. You can see a new little baby right there. There's several up in here. And that's what they do, real close to the more mature ones. Little ones will form like this one right here. And then there's one real tiny one way down there. And if you leave them alone, they'll just keep expanding outward. Of course, you know me. I love my green onions, so it's pretty hard for me just to leave them alone. I think I got 2 more left in the fridge. And then these will start looking pretty tasty. And the oregano is blooming. Now we actually took some oregano in this morning. Have it hanging up to dry. And while I was doing it, I was trimming off some of these flowers and crushing them up in my hands and rubbing my arms, my hands, my face, my neck, rubbing down my jeans. Y'all are probably wondering right now why I would do that. Well, oregano has several chemicals in it that have been proven to be an excellent mosquito repellent. Yep, that's a fact. In fact, you can look that up. And I'll actually do you one better, and I'll leave a link to a website that tells you more about it. So there's another good reason for growing oregano. And the stronger types, such as this right here, which was the Greek oregano, and it is strong, or even the more better, and more tasty. Like you can see, the carrots, they just keep getting thinner and thinner because we're using them. Now we did take this oregano over in the pot right here and gave it a little bit of a haircut. And that's the part that's hanging up in the house. Well, some of it is. I'll show you what I did with the other. But back to my radish seeds. I told you you need to check the viability of your radish seeds that you were saving. And you can see here now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 radishes that have come up. And what I did was, initially I only planted 2 seeds and only 1 come up, this biggest one right here. But then the day after that, or 2, I planted 4 more just to give me a better understanding of how viable my seed was. All 4 came up. So what does that tell me? Well, that tells me the radish seed right here, which I've already harvested some, is good to go. Now, another viewer asked during that walkabout video if I'd show them how to do it. I mean, it's just as simple. Just pick these pods off. But they should be dry, still not green or yellow, and they should easily break apart. And then you can see the seeds right in there. So what I do, like I've told y'all, I'm going to pick off the pods that are nice and brown and dry, throw them in a paper lunch bag like I did the ones I picked the other day. And at some point in time, one evening, one rainy day, I'll crack all the pods and sort the seeds out, and then I'll leave them out on paper plates to dry a little bit thoroughly, just to make sure. And then they'll go into a freezer Ziploc bag. Freezer bags being far more heavier than the storage or sandwich bags. They're so much thinner. And I'll put them in a cool, dark, dry place. Yep. And I'll plant them out. Some this fall and save them for next year. Because I've got an abundance of them. Because I took my time and I let this take its time and let all of its pods get nice and dry, which there's still a whole bunch of green ones on there too. But I'm not going to waste these. I'm just going to put those right in there. Pop that one down in the ground a bit, cover him up. That one too, cover him up a little bit. See if we got another one right there. Oh yeah. There was, what, 6 in there or 5? Just take my finger, push them down a bit. That's all I did with these here. And we'll see if those come up too. Oh, I gotta go back and see if Magoo's okay. He made it to the squashing. Magoo, you just too tired to continue? Huh? You found you a semi-shady place. Just perfect for napping. Okay, little buddy. I'll leave you be. I'll come back and check on you in a bit. Okay? Yep. Magoo's just too tuckered to continue. But Cleo, she's still with me. Yeah. My little lady. Looking a lot better, dear. Yes, you are. I keep checking her. Her kitty's still nursing on her. So, gotta hold off on her vet visit. So we'll go down here and check the old truck tire planters and our other tomato experiment. Oh me. So I have to mow grass again. Getting tall. Now, when old Cristobal was doing her thing, that wind got up 30-35 mile an hour, gusting. You can see I got one of those Atkinsons laying over. Yeah. Low jute twine I was using, just couldn't take it and gave way. So like I say, there's another chore that I gotta take care of after I put y'all away for the day. But the tomatoes, those tomatoes are looking nice. Not sure if there's any more up in there. I'll look a little further when I'm getting them tied up. The lettuce keeps going. It's relentless. Which is okay. I'm gonna make a little small side salad to have with my salmon squiggle, and I'm gonna have that salmon squiggle that I shared with y'all yesterday on some egg noodles tonight. So I can have the salmon squiggle with noodles and a nice garden fresh salad. Ooh, be some fine eating tonight. But just look at these beef masters. Look at those things. They are getting tall. and loaded up with blossoms. They're now more than twice as tall as the Atkinsons over there. Oh, I see a tomato. I don't know if y'all will be able to see it on camera. If you look right in through the netting, right on in there. In fact, there's another one on the other side. So they've got tomatoes on them too. Now that's exciting. Yep. And we were way late getting all this in. But as long as we keep it watered, fed, mulched down to retain that moisture, and cool that soil, I'm thinking we'll be growing tomatoes all throughout the summer. But as I see it, y'all will see it too. Because a lot of people say, and it's the way down here too, normally around July 4th, if not by the second, third week in July, most gardening down here, most people just give up. Tomatoes start dying from the bottom up, which is normally early blight or some type of leaf spot. And they just get what they can up until about mid-July, and they call it quits. If you go back 2018 and watch that year, nope, I grew tomatoes all season long. And last year in 2019, I would have grew them all season long if I could have got the deer to leave them alone. Those are going to need tied up again today or early in the morning, depending on everything else I get done. So far, I'm impressed with those beef masters. Yep, they are hybrid. But if you just look at all the blooms in there and those racks of blooms, which would be racks of tomatoes, they are going to be loaded. Yes, they are. Quite impressive. Oh, Cleo's up there in the dirt. She's in the shade too. Cleo, you giving yourself a dust bath? Is that what you were doing, sweetie? Or do I need to mow grass so it don't tickle your belly? Is that what Papa needs to do? Okay. How about we do that tomorrow? We do that tomorrow? Tomorrow evening I'll do it, okay? That make you happy? Well, there you are, Magoo. Yeah, you start hearing me talk about Cleo, you come running. So, the last thing we're going to talk about, well, next to last, got one more thing. Well, actually, we got two more things. But you can see the okra's doing fine. Now, something has been enjoying this first one here, as well as this second one. But the others, four small plants, the double ones, they're looking really fine. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this because it really dried up. Now, something I noticed with my Greek oregano, even though a lot of it grows outside that little garden fence around it, not one time, not one, has the deer ever even tasted it. And I can tell you it's got a real strong scent. And I know this is going to be hard to see now. That's dried oregano leaves that I crushed and sprinkled around all these plants out front here. As you can see, I haven't netted it off yet. So what's my thought there? Well, my thought is based on if the deer have never even tasted it, there must be a reason why they won't. I'm hoping it's that strong smell. Therefore they don't like it. So that's why I took and cut a lot of it off and laid it down after crushing the leaves some around not only this okra, but the tomato plant, my zucchini plant, and my 4 rattlesnake pole beans that I've got stuck right in here. Plus, we also put up this nice handy dandy bean trellis, which we just cut off 4 bamboos that we'd already pulled out of that bamboo forest. Stuck them in the ground right at about 1 foot. Brought another one across here, fastened it with zip tie right here on the tomato support, and then took a zip tie and fastened each one up here along this horizontal piece to give it strength and support. Now they go up there about 8 feet high. Now you might think, why did I do them 8 feet when I cut back the ones up there by the clothesline pole to 6 feet? Well, over here I've got the pavement and the ladder will be stable, and personally I wanted to see just how far the rattlesnake pole beans would climb. And that. Oh, you two guys are just tuckered out, aren't you? Yeah, Magoo's about had it. Cleo's starting to fade fast. But I will tell you something. That volunteer tomato that I just happened to find up by the clothesline pole at the edge of the clear ground and grass that I almost stepped on and killed, it's really turning into a nice plant. It'll just be so interesting to see how this volunteer tomato does, because it's got to be an offspring of those Parks Whopper tomatoes I had planted up there last year. Well, that's my thought. Of course, it could always be from a tomato that birds ate, because they'll eat cherry tomatoes, by the way, especially the blue jays and mockingbirds. And the blue jays could have ate some of my cherry tomatoes, and of course flying around pooping the seeds. So it'll just be interesting to see when this one sets fruit. Indeed, what will it make? Well, the last chore we got to do before we go back in the house this evening is to pick more blueberries. Yep, we got way more ripening up. I gotta get a container, and I'll probably wait till around 6. I gotta go out here and get all these off, get them in the fridge. I'm gonna have a pile of them. Ooh, that's okay. They'll be tasty on my cereal tomorrow morning. Because they are everywhere now. Every bush is just loaded up with more and more ripening berries. Yep, every last one. Oh, I'm really proud of my blueberries. For not knowing what I'm doing, they came out pretty good. And I'm not going to walk out there, but you can see my latania bush. That thing is just covered up with blossom. I wish I could get the hummingbirds for y'all on video, or the butterflies. They normally come out in the mornings, in the late evening. But every time I try to get those hummingbirds on video, they're just so shy. As soon as I start to even get close, they buzz on off. I've had as many as 4 out there at one time that I've seen. We got to do a lot of mowing tomorrow, because with the rain, grass has been growing, which is a good thing. I'm going to be needing the mulch to get those tomatoes set in. Plus I got a few other surprises, and I'll show them to you when we get ready to set them in too. Because we've had some other seeds started for now a little over a week, and they've all popped up. Super peaceful day, except you can hear mowers out in the distance, and occasionally a 4-wheeler goes by. Other than that, pretty peaceful. So y'all, that's about all we got for today. I figured I'd do a quick garden walkabout and talk about for you, just show you where we're at before I do my afternoon and evening chores. I do hope you enjoyed it and learned something along the way. So y'all, until me and the kitty crew see you again on the next video, y'all take care out there, stay safe, and God bless each and every one of you. Goodbye for now. Trix, I was just out seeing what else I had left to do. Me and the kitty crew. You could have came. Why didn't you want to go? You were out there yesterday. Huh? Can you smell them on me? Oh, you're not going to be happy now, are you? You know it's not food time yet. No. It's not food time. You got some dry food there. You got a little bit of your wet left. Yeah. Now with those nice new bowl set you got there from Rick and Lula, you don't make near as much mess. But it's not food time yet. That comes after I finish the afternoon chores. Now if you'd like to go out with me, you're more than welcome. Do you want to go? Don't try to stare me down. Okay, be that way. Later all.